Welcome to this eTwinning online seminar on how to build resilience at school. I think we will have a very interesting discussion with our expert, Kornélia Lohyňová. I hope I pronounced this correctly. I'm really looking forward to this seminar. So, some instructions. If you wish to contribute to the seminar, you may raise your hand, and then when we give you the floor, you can unmute your microphone. And you can express your emotions and if you agree or not with these symbols, with the green symbol and with the red symbol and also with the emoticons. Very, very important. If you feel we are going too fast or too slow, you can also use the buttons, go slower and go faster to inform us about that. Of course, you can use the chat box to contribute to the seminar. And regarding the sound, so of course, if you have problems with sound, you cannot hear me. That's why we have this slide. But if you're having some problems with the sound, we recommend, of course, to change to headsets. On the top bar, you can also click on audio and click on speaker microphone audio test. And the last solution is if this doesn't work, you need to try to leave the session and come back again. Sometimes it works, and also sometimes it works to change browser. So these are some tips for you if you have some problems with the sound. So I hope you are okay. And with no further delay, I would like to introduce you to our expert, Kornélia. She is a teacher of hotel management, tourism and business and economy at Hotel Academy in Bratislava, Slovakia. Additionally, she's a teacher and teacher trainer of junior achievement entrepreneurial programs. And she has been also an eTwinning ambassador for 6 years. She usually speaks at conferences, with workshops, and last year she was a co-organizer and speaker at an international seminar about resilience and entrepreneurship. She is a moderator of eTwinning featured group Entrepreneurship in Education, and some of you may know this group, and I believe she will talk a little bit about this group as well. And she was selected as one of the 20 women global leaders 2013 for the International Visitor Leadership Program Women and Entrepreneurship granted by the U.S. Department of State. She worked also as a tourist guide some years ago, and her passion for travel is still very strong. So I will give you now the floor, Kornélia. Welcome, and thank you for taking this challenge, accepting this challenge. And I believe that we will have a very, very interesting seminar.
I believe as well. So, hello everybody. Welcome to this seminar. I'm happy to spend the next hour with you. With or without a glass of wine, we will see. So I hope you will find some interesting tips how to build your own resilience and also resilience of your students, of course. Okay, so let's go. So we would love to ensure our children better worlds, brighter future. Is it possible? I think that it's not always in our hands, of course. And you can see Franklin Roosevelt, more than 60 years ago, said we cannot always build future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. So what can we do? The best way to prepare our youth for an uncertain future provide each student with a resiliency antibody. So, what is resilience? Probably you know what is it already. It comes from Latin resilire, to bounce back. So resilience refers to the capacity to return to good mental health after challenging and difficult situations. This ability to cope with problems and setbacks, to adapt and bounce back when things don't go as planned. So resiliency is the ability to handle life's ups and downs in positive ways. Resilient people look at their failures and mistakes as lessons to be learned from and as opportunities for growth. But the question is it possible to learn how to be resilient? Yes, of course, because according to many experts, resilience is actually quite common and people are very capable of learning the skills. And all the skills it takes to become more resilient. But it is not possible to learn them, of course, by reading a book. It's learned by practicing again and again. So we all need to build our resilience skills. We need to be prepared to face tough situations at work and in our personal lives as well. And where should our children foster those skills? It's also in our hands, not only in the hands of their parents. We have to use our school programs, our teaching strategies and methods of classroom organizations, our tools for teaching to build resilient and, I have to add, this entrepreneurial mindset of our children. So, we are going to discover this magic word of resiliency. Let's set our minds to be resilient as we, as a teacher, need to be role models for our pupils. So what will we experience during our journey? We will discover how to set school environment for building resilience. We will have an opportunity to learn how to foster our own ability to be resilient, how to become role models for our pupils, how to overcome difficulties in our lives, and this will be our focus, teachers and their resilience. But after setting our minds towards resilience, we will talk about how to develop important competencies of our students, which would make them become more resilient. So now I hope that you are curious now, which is great. We should be always curious. Curiosity is essential for us to move forward. So let's go on. If we shape the environment, we make a much larger impact than if we try to change the children alone. I hope that you agree with this statement. I believe it's true. So let's focus on the environment first. It's obvious that teacher-student relationships often reflect administrators-teacher relationships. If a teacher should support and encourage students, it is inevitable for him or her to feel support and encouragement by school administrators. I always take this very simple example from business. Only satisfied employee can satisfy customers. And there are lots of ways for schools to foster resilience of teachers and pupils. Probably there are no headmasters or school leaders here, but maybe you can then share with them these ideas. School leadership is crucial to school culture and teachers' work lives. It can be a source of empowerment or disillusionment for teachers. We know it all. A positive, welcoming and supportive environment is crucial. Headmasters should promote positive social connections between staff, members and pupils, between pupils and their peers, and home and school. It is important to train staff members to support emotional intelligence. It is very important for us. And to provide social justice, because children and teachers want to be treated fairly. And provide high expectations and set standards for performance of teachers and pupils. And of course, provide pupils from the more disadvantaged situation with additional support and resources. And school leadership should encourage teachers to use teaching methods and tools that develop creativity and enable innovation, to treat pupils as individuals and collaborators in the learning process. And of course, foster feelings of competence and self-efficacy in teachers and pupils. And involve teachers and pupils in decision-making. We all want to be here, I think. And the last but not the least, provide healthy environment to improve physical health and decrease the anxiety, anger and stress. It would be quite, I think, interesting, and it's quite inevitable now to set values that would be respected by everybody and that would reflect all these recommendations. And of course, support tolerance. We will talk a bit later about it, but it's so important nowadays. So, now, I think that we all agree that it will take time to improve our working conditions. But in the interim, we can build our own resilience, which depends on our own personal development, our emotional resilience, and, of course, supportive relationships with others. Developing resilience is a personal journey, and the approach to building resilience that works for one person might not work for another. There can be cultural differences, of course, that have an impact on how people deal with adversity. But we all need to build resilience. It is crucial for our long, happy life and our professional performance at school. We want and we need to be role models for our students. So, do you agree with this, educator, that you can see? I've become to the frightening conclusion that I'm the decisive element in the classroom. It's my daily mood that makes the weather. I really have the same experience, and I believe that you too. It's really important. And even if I teach at secondary school, it's the same. So now, maybe you remember that I posted this on our Facebook, eTwinning, because with the question that which you are, because I recently read a very nice story. So the story is about a young woman and grandmother. A young woman went to her grandmother and told her about her life and how things were so hard for her. Her husband had cheated on her and she was devastated. She didn't know what to do. She was very tired of fighting and struggling. So her grandmother took her to the kitchen. She filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a high fire. Soon the pots came to boil and she placed carrots, eggs and coffee beans there and said nothing. Just waited 20 minutes and turned off the burners. She put the boiled carrots and eggs on the plate and coffee to the cup and asked her granddaughter, "Tell me what you see." "Carrots, eggs and coffee," she replied. And her grandmother explained that each of these objects had faced the same adversity, boiling water. Each reacted differently. The carrot was strong and hard. However, after being subjected to the boiling water, it softened and became weak. The egg had been fragile. Its thin outer shell had protected its liquid interior, but after sitting through the boiling water, its inside became hardened. The ground coffee beans were unique, however. After they were in the boiling water, they had changed the water. "So which are you?" she asked her granddaughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean?" The carrot seemed strong, but with pain and adversity, it became soft and lost its strength. The egg started with a soft, flexible heart, but with adversity it becomes hardened and stiff. And what about coffee beans? The beans actually changed the hot water. They changed the circumstance that brings the pain. When the water got hot, coffee released the fragrance and flavor and got better and changed the situation around. So this was a question for me. I asked myself, of course, as well, am I a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? And what about you? The question for you now. How can you deal with adversity? Can we be like coffee beans? I hope so. But it takes time and training. And now, let's start. So our first, what do we do for our resilience? We all know that we should take care of our health. It is, if your health is good, protect it. If it's not stable, improve it. If you can't improve it by yourself, just find help. Eat regularly and healthily, drink water, get enough sleep, sing, dance, meditate. We all know this, of course. But we just have to do it. Work out 3 times a week is recommendation. And now it's time to reveal the truth. Time for first poll. How often do you work out? It can be jogging, yoga, fitness, speed walking, just anything. Answer this poll, please. So now you can see it already. So could you please just answer? How often do you work out per week? Every day? About 3 times a week? Once a week? Or no? Try to answer and we will wait. Okay, so we have every day, very nice. 16% every day, 3 times a week. It's not so bad. I have to admit that I didn't expect these results because we are always busy, teachers break, so now I'm quite surprised, a very nice surprise. Okay, no workout, but you will change it for sure. Okay, so thank you for your answers. Oh, maybe you didn't hear me. So now again, thanks for your answers. I can see that it's really quite surprising that you are very good. You are very sporty people. So it's great. Just go on with this. And if you don't practice workout, take care of your mind, at least. So take mental breaks, whether you are just daydreaming or listening to songs that you like. Work on relaxing your body. Keep still. Enjoy some silence and try to think as little as possible. Spend some time in every day just doing nothing for the purpose of becoming more fully awake and remembering who you are. Laugh often and laugh loudly. It's very important. Restore your energy appropriately. You probably know how to restore your energy. If not, find out. Some people get it from people around them. Others just prefer quiet time. It's up to you how. Just be sure that you will practice it. And why? Because it is then like routine for you, and you will keep it during potentially challenging times. Be sure that your energy tank is on full load when needed. To learn a new positive habit, you need to do it regularly. So what can be helpful for you to remind you? Set some triggers. For example, for me, school bells means drink a glass of water. Not wine, of course, water. My strange trigger for workout is hearing toilet flush at home. It means for me push-up and plank. I began with 1 push-up and 5 seconds in plank position, and every time I added more. Plank is a special position. You can see it in the right corner of the picture. It strengthens your whole body and most of all your belly. So imagine your body after practicing it 1 month. You need to think about a few triggers that will remind you to regularly practice a new approach. And now or then after this seminar, go to the Padlet. You have this like bit.ly/resiliency1 and share with us your triggers to remind you to do a specific activity. Of course, you don't need to do it now. Think about it and then share it with us. You can go then later, and I will just show you that this Padlet, and maybe you know how to put your answers. Just double-click. Yes, we have the first already. Just double-click, and then you can post your answers. So maybe we can wait whether you have some triggers, whether you already use, or maybe you can just think of them. Because do it just for our inspiration. And of course, it's not enough just to write it, just start to practice it, of course.
I'm sorry, Kornélia. I would like just to say that I'm going to send all these links after the seminar. So if you don't want to complete this
yes,
now,
of course,
if you don't have the time.
of course not now. And then, yes, you have this. And I think that it's quite easy to go to this link. And then, of course, I will have all these links in this entrepreneurship group as well. Good. So maybe we can break on it later, and I will go back to this presentation. Because we have something more, of course, for your resilience. Many studies show that the primary factor in resilience is having caring and supportive relationships, within and outside the family, of course. So spend time with people whose company you enjoy. Have quality time with family and with your children. And develop strong relationships with your colleagues as well. Because it allows you to share your feelings and gain support, and receive positive feedback, and come up with possible solutions, maybe to your problems if you face them. and mentor others. Do you have the policy of mentoring at your school? Maybe you have it. If not, it would be quite nice because this can support mentor and of course teachers, other colleagues that you mentor. It is quite nice to share info, to share your experience, and maybe I would encourage you to surprise colleagues with a special treat, which will give them a boost. And don't forget to take time to praise a colleague for a job well done. Praise people as much as possible. Praise your colleagues, praise your students. We keep forgetting this. It helps us and it costs nothing. So after the seminar, maybe you can go to your partner and children and pay some compliments to them because they deserve it. They surely support you in your eTwinning activities and you spend time with me instead of with them. And it's important for you to have friends who support you emotionally and intellectually. And keep cheerful friends. You know, maybe killjoys. Killjoys will bring you down. Of course, keep in mind this if you belong to the killjoys. If you have a friend who can make you laugh, spend with him or her as much time as possible. And develop your professional learning network. Join professional learning communities. Of course, you are lucky already, because you are part of eTwinning community. And of course, I would recommend you to join eTwinning groups, maybe entrepreneurship in education later. And it's quite nice to stay in contact with important and inspiring people in your life. They can give you really energy. And don't forget to tell people that you like them or love them as often as possible. But of course, the fact is that we are going to fail from time to time. In spite of our effort, we make mistakes. We feel stressed or even depressed. It is an inevitable part of living that we occasionally fall down. Remember that there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. Don't forget that every mistake has the power to teach us something important. When Michael Jordan was asked about his secret success formula, he said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeeded." So what can we do to manage failures? Become comfortable with the uncomfortable. Face challenging situations. It's my own strategy that I always push myself to do things I'm afraid of, just to go outside of my comfort zone. Whether it is cycling or running up and down the steep hill, or paragliding that I tried during holidays, and by the way, it was really awesome, or delivering workshops at eTwinning conference, which was a big challenge for me. So start with something small, but with something that you are not sure you can make it. Resilience is about discomfort. So let's be prepared for stressful events in the future. If there is a big challenge, learn how to break it down into small pieces, and then deal with those pieces. Write down what you are afraid of. When you write it down, you can begin to gain control of your fear, and then face it. And now, for me, quite interesting was become comfortable with rejection. We all fear rejection, I think, because nobody wants to hear no. It is the reason why people don't ask questions, or they are afraid of rejection, or they don't want to be seen as weak or not smart enough or a difficult person. So I like the idea of one American professor and communication coach who suggests to practice asking for things you are not sure you will receive. She started with small, irrelevant asks that seem trivial, such as begging help at the grocery store where they just don't traditionally help customers, or requesting a discount at an item that's not clearly marked as having a lower price. These asks have a really high chance to be rejected, but the point is that you get used to hearing no. And while you do this, manage your internal language. Don't think of the negativity of the no, but praise yourself for asking. And don't forget to thank the shop assistant. We were raised in a culture where asking was not popular. Keep in mind how important it is when raising your children and pupils. It doesn't hurt to ask. Maybe you can ask your headmaster to improve your working space or invest to innovative classroom, future classroom for your pupils. You will see the response. The worst you can get is no, which is the same as if you didn't ask. Learn new skills. Learning a new skill gets you outside of your comfort zone. It creates opportunities to fail and go back and try again, and it builds resilience. Whether it's learning new language or cooking special meals or, I don't know, riding a horse maybe, it will be not easy. Maybe you will fail many times. You will have feelings of incompetence. It is okay. Just keep in mind that you can manage step by step, give yourself specific goals, and then some reward for you when reaching them. Resilience is about bouncing back and trying again. So maybe we can just say that learning the new skills help us to learn how to fail. Create positive thinking habits. It's human nature to think negatively in a challenging situation, especially unpredictable one. So develop positive attitude. People who are optimistic and therefore, of course, more resilient, see the effects of bad events as temporary, changeable, not permanent. That is important. We always have possibilities to choose our response. Remember that we all experience bad days, and we all go through our share of crises, of course. But we have a choice how to respond. We can choose to react negatively, or we can choose to remain calm and logical to find a solution. Your reaction is always up to you. Anytime you notice that you think or feel something negative, try just think of something like 3 positive thoughts to fight those 1 negative. Place notes on the bathroom mirror with positive thoughts to welcome you in the morning. I do it sometimes in the morning, especially when I had not very nice, maybe quite difficult work, or last evening was not so nice. So for the morning I prepare nice welcoming notes. Praise yourself. Maybe you can say it now. I'm great, I'm awesome, because you are. So you can say it just now to yourself. It's important. And identify something you are grateful for. Just enjoy simple things. And what is important for you and for your students as well, do a random act of kindness. Pay someone a compliment. It is easy, just do it. Make others happy and you will get it back. And be sure that your students will really remember this kindness of you and this act of kindness. Maybe much more than other knowledge that you deliver them. Hang out with positive people. And, of course, smile as much as possible. Don't keep feelings of guilt when going anywhere or doing anything. And, of course, throw unimportant numbers. Maybe it's very small, actual for women. Numbers like age, weight, or height. Let doctors take care of it. You pay them. Develop positive self-talk. We all talk to ourselves. There is always a conversation in our head. So you can shut this conversation off. The best you can do is turn it in your favor. There are times when our self-talk becomes destructive. Maybe you tell yourself something like, I screwed it up, I am stupid, I can't manage, I don't deserve this. Everyone thinks like this occasionally. But repetitive negative in the monologues can be destructive. So gain control of the conversation in your head. And direct it to help you to achieve worthy goal. Talk positive. So pay really attention to your internal language next time you face adversity. Remember the phrases like, it is difficult, but I will manage. Yes, I can. because positive self-talk is connected with positive emotions. And of course, get passionate about what you do, and you will see impact on your pupils as well. And now, this is very nice. I just watched one TED Talk lately, so I just wanted to share this with you. If you don't see yourself as a winner, then you cannot perform as a winner, says famous motivator Zig Ziglar, maybe you know him. But we can do a simple trick. Perform as a winner, and it will influence your thinking. Nonverbal communication is very important. We know that it shows who we are, how we feel, what we think. But we can use nonverbal communication, our posture, our face expression, to make us feel positive, self-confident, and joyful. You can, really. You can try it. I did. Because body language affects how others see us, but it may also change how we see ourselves. If you are afraid of anything, just breathe deeply, straighten your body, raise your head up and smile a bit. And of course, use your inner voice. Yes, I can. When you enter classroom or teacher room, do it with smile, energy, kindness in your eyes, posture of a winner, not loser, even if you feel like that. Do the same when communicating with headmaster or walking in the streets. And I bet you will feel like a winner soon. It's just up to you. Like the bamboo, be flexible, but firmly rooted. So open yourself for change. Look at the change in your life as a challenge instead of threat. Be flexible, learn to adapt to new situations. You work with young people, so try to keep pace with them. You have a chance to stay young forever with them. Don't insist on doing things just your way. Be open-minded. Work on it. Don't judge people for how they look, what they do, or what they believe. You are a role model for your pupils. They will follow you. Be excited about life. And very important for teachers, strive for balance among work, family, relationships, play and rest. And spend time every week reflecting of your work and life. Have you adopted some new approaches or positive habits into your routines? Reflection belongs to the most valuable, but I think that the most underused process of learning probably. Evaluate stressful moments and situations. What could be done differently? How did you handle the situation? Did you remain positive? And if not, don't worry. There is another day, tomorrow, and lots of opportunities for our improvement. Keep learning. Be always ready to learn new abilities. Learn about, ICT, tools, crafts, gardening, maybe global warming, just anything. Important is don't let your brain laze too long. People who are resilient are always curious, are excited about life and wanting to know more. Develop your professional knowledge and skills. This will strengthen your self-esteem and will have, of course, impact on your students and their respect. Expand your professional network. It can be supportive for you. Develop your skills in communication and problem solving is important for us. And establish goals, as I already told you, short-term and long-term as well. Did you know that written goals are 80% more likely to be achieved? So write down your goals in your personal or professional life, and then write down the steps necessary to accomplish those goals. Inspire pupils to do the same. It's quite important for them as well. Learn and teach to make plans and take steps to carry them out. So now, maybe it's time for you. What do you do to be resilient? Share your ideas on the Padlet again. It's very easy. bit.ly/resiliere. And if you go there, just double-click and write. And then, of course, feel free to add your ideas later as well. So I will show you that, where is it? It's this slide. Ah, we already have some of them. They'll be afraid and stay positive, see difficulties. So there are, of course, this Padlet will remain again in the group, and you will get the links. So just go there and share your ideas with us. I think that it's quite nice to have them. So we will go on, because now it is important. What about our pupils? We have been inspired maybe a bit how to create supportive environment and how important it is to build resilience of the teachers. So we all know that it is at school that children acquire the skills that are foundation for their future. So let's watch a short video I prepared for you and for my eTwinning group Entrepreneurship in Education, because resilience is the main feature of entrepreneurs. And on the other hand, developing entrepreneurial skills has a huge impact on being resilient. So let's watch. I will share. So we will go on with students. So I hope that you will find just inspiration maybe later in this cartoon. Let's go on. So I would like to encourage you to offer your pupils active learning. You are eTwinning teachers, so you know about project-based learning, about inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, and of course the principle is the same, I think. Instead of sitting quietly in the audience, let the students experience the magic of asking questions, discovering information and just exploring ideas themselves. And then, of course, creating and presenting to real audience. So let's give our pupils opportunities to be competent and explore real problems and challenges. Then it's interesting for them. They have to see relevance of their study and to be like valued members of community. So foster feelings that they have made a real contribution to their team, that they are useful. Help them understand their strengths and weaknesses and enable them to learn from mistakes. All this is essential for developing resilience, and all this is important for developing entrepreneurial mindsets. It's all about entrepreneurship education that just focuses on soft and core skills. It includes problem solving, team working, initiative taking, creativity, innovation, so all these competencies, and of course learning to learn, civic competence. So simply put, we just must enable children to experience feelings of competence, belonging, usefulness, potency, and of course optimism. So now maybe you can see how important it is for you to build your own resilience, because if you know how, you can better help your pupils. Be the role model. It is in your hands. And keep in mind that it's important for your students to have supporting and caring relationships. Not only parents, but at school they really need a person, somebody they can rely on, they can talk to. Start with simple but important things. Create a class code together, like respect each other and use kind words, help each other, set values. Tolerance is, of course, very important. Teach them to be tolerant and respect others' differences and accept these differences. Create a healthy environment and, of course, try to develop a positive mindset. And let them experience failure. Let them fail, because school should be the place for making mistakes. Parents are more and more protective. I don't know whether it's like this in your countries, but in Slovakia, parents are so much protective that it's really harmful for them. Children need to fail, but at the same time, they have to know that failure is an inevitable part of life. And they should know how to cope with it. So show them how. You know it already. It is not the end of the world when they fail. It is just the beginning of something new. And set high expectations for their performance. It is important, really, to have high expectations because they help them understand that they are able to be successful. And if they say, I can't, add an important word, yet. And give them opportunities for meaningful contributions, opportunities for helping others, and to have responsibility. We all talk about ICT tools in education and how important it is to develop 21st century skills, but let's teach children how to be human beings. My students of Hotel Academy in Bratislava decided to make the world a better place, and 2 years ago they organized a charity run to help a cancer institute. The name of the project was Kebran. They were just 15 years old, and students were able to organize the whole event with my help, of course. They planned all activities, they discussed with local government, got permissions, asked sponsors to help, they promoted events, motivated other schools to join, and arranged all necessary things to make this event successful. And there were 300 students for this event, and we were able to give 1,200 euros to the Cancer Institute. 1 year later, we organized it again, and 400 students joined this event, and we gave 1,400 euros for cancer. And this project really was a great opportunity to learn, to cooperate, to work as a team, but most of all, to show that young people are able to steer their energy in the right direction. You should have seen their faces, how happy they were and proud really when giving money to that institute. And this year, in 2 weeks, we are going to organize the 3rd charity run. And more runners we have. And the students are almost professional organizers already. But this time we decided to support Women in Action organization in Sierra Leone, because this organization they help in educate children and girls to be able to take care of themselves after Ebola disaster. So I think that this is tolerance in practice, and students are really eager to raise as much money as possible to help them. So, do you have anything to add? Again, we will have this link. Can you share your recommendations? Can you share maybe your experience with us? There will be another Padlet for you, and you can share your ideas, your experience, how to build resilience with our pupils. Because if we share the idea, then and we can just practice it with our children in this way, it will be really helpful for us. So maybe not now, but later you can go there to that link and show us, share with us. Because it's almost time to the end. We know this, the world is a great mirror. I was really impressed by the idea of conductor Benjamin Zender, and he said, I have a definition of success. For me, it's very simple. It's not about wealth and fame and power. It's about how many shining eyes I have around me. So let's shine as many eyes of our students as possible. You can be sure that then they will be really resilient. We will have resilient students around us, and I think that it will make us proud and resilient as well. So don't forget that the world is a great mirror and it reflects back to us what we are. And I would suggest, let's spread joy at our schools. It must be joyful. Students must enjoy or should enjoy education. You should enjoy your students and your lessons as well. And if we spread joy at our schools and then students will for sure give it back to us. I have this experience, and I suppose that you as well. So now the last information that I would like to give you is about this eTwinning group, Entrepreneurship with Education. You will find all these Padlets and information in the resilience corner of this group. It is just easy to join. You know that how to go. You just go to eTwinning Live and join the group and just be active there. And don't be afraid, please. Entrepreneurship is not about economy and management or accountancy. Entrepreneurship education is about enabling young people to develop the skills they need for life and work. It is about activity. It is about initiative. But I think that if you go there, you will find out. So thank you much for your attention, and I'm happy that you are still here after 1 hour of listening. So I think I would just propose you to turn off your computer now, go to your loved ones and drink a glass of wine now, because you deserve it. And don't forget to tell yourself with this glass of wine, I am awesome. So maybe last sentence from me, may we all be like the coffee beans. Okay. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kornélia. Thank you. I think we have 5 minutes if you wish to ask something to Kornélia. 1, 2 questions. Okay. So if you have no questions, of course, you can find Kornélia in the group, and she will be happy to answer to your questions in the group, right, Kornélia?
Yeah.
So if you have some questions, please go there, participate in the group actively. I think this is a very important theme and up to date as well. And to finish this wonderful seminar, I would like to remind you of the next one. The next one, it will be in French, and it will be related to families, how families relate to school. Okay? So the relationship between family and school. So I hope to see you in the next online seminar. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. It is really a great pleasure to work with eTwinning teachers. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Kornélia.
Thanks a lot. So now, run quickly to your to your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye.